Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark, a.k.a. Derringer. Today is Sunday, May 28th, and you are listening to episode 107 of the Instant Action Podcast, your weekly source for Planetside 2 news and information. As always, I'm brought to you by great listeners like you via the Support the Show tab on instantactionpodcast.com. First up this week, I want to wish everyone in the U.S. a happy Memorial Day, having pretty much had every male family member before me in the military with a collection of Purple Hearts, Bronze, and Silver Stars, and even a Medal of Honor, not to mention being able to trace my family's military service back to the battle at Bunker Hill. I am succinctly aware of the importance of this holiday. So, if you are an active or former military member, thank you for your service. I truly appreciate it. The rest of you, when you're out there at your barbecue, eating ribs or burgers or dogs or whatever, just remember Memorial Day is more than just a barbecue or a reason to eat food. There is a much bigger importance behind Memorial Day. And if you haven't had the long list of family members in the military like I did, maybe it doesn't ring as true to you. Just think of it like I do. It's an important holiday for a reason, and it allows us in the U.S. to be who we are. That aside, next in Planetside 2 news, I'm happy to say that I Araxiumed the AC-X11 the other day, so that leaves only one more carbine on my list to finish. Prior to the AC-X11, I had finished the Gauss Compact S, the GD7F, and the Razor GD23, I'm talking NC side. So next for me is either the NS11C, obviously that would be the NS version of the carbine, or maybe the AF4A Bandit. I'm still trying to decide which one I can do faster. And then after that, I can proudly not use my 19A Fortuna in favor of my personal favorite, the GD7F. But I guess if I do earn the Fortuna, I probably need to actually use it and Araxium it, so I can't say that I've never used it at all. Like I said, I do prefer the GD7F over everything. Granted, I've never really used the Fortuna, so maybe it's better than the GD7F. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see after I get my hands on it. I'm about 1,000 kills away on the NS11C, and I really only just started using the Bandit last night to see how I liked it. And like I said, I can't really decide between the two. I'll have to pick one and finish it. If anybody has any suggestions between those two, or any other one that I didn't mention, I will certainly take those recommendations. The only one I don't think I will do is one of the burst weapons. I'm not a fan of the burst weapons. That's just not my kind of play style. I am more of a spray and pray type of player. So again, if you have any recommendations, I will gladly take them. So with that out of the way, what is actually in store for this week's show? Well, first we have to talk about Loyalty Week, then Hackers for a second week in a row, then the Planetside 2 drinking game, and finally, what I'm playing instead of Planetside 2 during these turbulent times. So strap in as we hot drop into another episode of the Instant Action Podcast. All right, first up this week, like I said, it is Araxian Loyalty Week. And what does Araxian Loyalty Week actually mean? First and foremost, beginning the Friday a couple days ago, we are experiencing an entire week of double XP for all players. They say head into battle, earn extra certs for new weapons, skills, implants, blah, blah, blah. The Araxium Loyalty Week is running from Friday, May 26th. It started at 12:01 Pacific and is going to end Friday, June 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. So again, it's going to run for an entire week. I know I will certainly be playing because obviously double XP. I still have a 6-month heroic boost going on all of my characters. I will probably be spending most of my time on NC though, trying to slog that final way to BR 120. But if I have a chance, I will pop on and play some other characters because, like I said, I do have that heroic boost across all of my accounts still. And on top of that, we've got some discounts in the store. Patriot Camo is back. That is it's a stars and stripes type camo. There is a blue one, a purple one, and a red one that you can get. I have the purple one on my Vanu. I've had it forever. But it's 40% off in the store, so certainly a decent discount. In addition to Patriot Camo, all camo is now 40% off in the store. Construction schematics are also 40% off in the store. And they have brought back heroic boosts, but only monthly heroic boosts. And if you did want to get in and buy a heroic boost for 1 month, it is $24.99 US dollars, which I'm not going to lie, I feel like that is extremely expensive for what you're getting. Especially seeing as how in the past, I mean, and I know we're talking 2013, which at this point is 4 years ago at this point, but you could buy 3-month heroic boosts. I believe 3 months actually were $60 at the time. 6 months, I believe, was $100 at the time. I'm sorry, 3-month boosts were 3,000 station cash, so that's $30. 6-month heroic boosts were 5,000 station cash, so it's $50. So if you think of it this way, you're looking at basically $5 less than what you could get for a 3-month boost way back in the day that got rid of. If that's not a blatant cash grab by the developers, I don't know what is. I understand why they're doing it, whatever. They're trying to make money for the game, and certainly there will be some people out there who will buy a 1-month heroic boost, and if that's what you want to do, please feel free. And heroic boosts, again, increase your experience and resource gains by 50%, and the 1 month, obviously, it is going to last for a month. I do think that price is pretty hefty. I don't plan on purchasing any, especially when we look at what they used to cost, and also when you factor in that the last anniversary bundle, the 3rd month anniversary bundle, that was $40 or $3,999 Daybreak cash. Granted, it only came with one 6-month heroic boost, and it was only usable on one character, but if you only have, not like this other boost it's only usable on one character as well. It's not like you're unlocking it across all your accounts. So I do think that the heroic boost itself is highly overpriced. I could see spending $15 or $10. I would prefer to spend $10. Get it the same price as 1 month of the 3-month heroic boost back in the day. Again, I'd much rather pay a $10 or $15 range to unlock something like this. So it is what it is. If a heroic boost is something that you're going to get after and going to use and going to play your character every day, then certainly it could be worthwhile to you. I just think that it's a little expensive. Next up, the NS Infantry Arsenal. It contains every NS weapon that's in the game right now, including some different knives as well as other things. That is 50% off right now. Seeing as how that is usually around $80, that's dropping it down to $40, and it unlocks a ton of weapons. And again, you're going to unlock these across all your characters. It's not just going to be on one of your characters. So if you're a newer player and you don't have the entire NS Infantry Arsenal, it might not be a bad idea to pick this up. I mean, you're going to get the NS-15, you're going to get the PDW, you're going to get Commissioner, you're going to get the Underboss. So, you're going to get basically one of every type of weapon. You're also going to get some pistols, which are much better than the default pistols that you get. You're going to get a bunch of different weapons like the crossbow and things like that. Again, if you're a new player and you don't have all these and want to unlock them across all your accounts, I think the Ennis Infantry Arsenal is a good buy now at 50% off. For me, it would be stupid to purchase it because I have the majority of these weapons, or at least half of them. So again, if you're an existing player who's been playing for a number of years like I am, it may not be for you. Finally, new Darkstar, Havoc, and Sigma Hardlight armor sets are now available, and these are available for $49.99 each, but they are only available on the PC side only. Sorry, PS4 players. So again, Araxian Loyalty Week, the biggest thing for me is the double XP. I am, like I said, sitting on that heroic boost where my accounts are still active with it, so I'm getting plus 50% experience for that, getting another plus 50% experience for it being double XP. And so, I mean, in many fights, I'm looking at plus 300, plus 400% XP. And then on top of that, I'm throwing bounties around like it's nobody's business. I drop them 5 at a time. So if you're playing on Emerald and you see somebody drop 5 bounties on you, don't think it's because you're the greatest player in the game. It's being dropped on you because I know you're going to get killed and I'm going to be able to collect that bounty. Especially in placing bounties on low-level players. So if you're like a BR9 through BR50, you always get a bounty, get that 5-pack of bounties dropped on you because I know you're going to do something stupid like run into the middle of a fight and get killed quickly so that I can claim that bounty quite quickly. And because I'm getting so much bonus XP because of the week and my heroic boost, they're pretty much paying for the bounty themselves, so my net cost is practically zero at this point. So again, Araxian Loyalty Week, I am experiencing it to the fullest extent when I'm playing the game, and you'll know why as we move on to the next topic. And topic number 2 is about hackers again. And I know it feels like I'm beating a dead horse with this hacker stuff, but it seems that every week something new comes out. Last week it was the suicide bug, which everyone would just die inside a hex. This week the hackers have decided to do something a little different, and they're doing things like crashing servers altogether. I think the biggest thing that they're doing right now is that they are spawning in the middle of the sky, way above a fight, and then they spawn thousands of rockets out of thin air, and they all come crashing down to the ground. And when they do this, it completely ruins everybody's latency. So that you get so choppy and so crappy of a connection, and the server latency drives through the roof that ultimately the server itself crashes. And you've got hackers with account names like haha losers, I'm crashing the server, LOL on Miller, things like that, where these people are definitely going in with the expressed intent of crashing the servers and ruining everybody's good day. Now, coupled with a week of double XP, you're getting a ton of players in the game, and then you're obviously getting servers crashing. You're getting people's latency going through the roof as they're trying to play the game because of these hackers. You've got players hunting hackers to try and kill them, things like that. It's become quite a snafu. It's utter shit is what it is. Now, I'm going to go out on record by saying, and hopefully it doesn't paint a target on my back, is that I have not experienced any of these hacks yet. I didn't experience last week's suicide hack, and I have not experienced this week's thousands of rockets hack. And it seems that the big ones are coming on Miller, Cobalt. There was one on Emerald where I play majority. They all seem to be happening when I'm not online and playing, though, which makes me wonder out loud if these are people outside the U.S. and therefore not playing on U.S. servers. That could be completely wrong. I'm not really sure because, again, Emerald server has crashed multiple times. I know that Connery has crashed as well, but it's kind of getting out of hand with all these different hackers. I mean, we have people like Zen Satori specifically, who wrote a pretty long diatribe on the topic, saying, I'm 45 years old with 3 dogs, 2 cats, and a wife and an 8-year-old son. I make good money. I have a good entertainment budget. And saying how much money he's spent on the game, considering himself a whale, and that if that Daybreak Games doesn't quote-unquote get their shit together, he is going to leave the game whatsoever, and they can kiss one of their whales goodbye. I hate to see someone like Zen Satori, who I know and has been playing this game for a long time, be driven to a stage like that. And I can certainly see or understand how people like him feel that way when it doesn't feel like the developers are doing anything regarding it. There has been very little response from Daybreak Games. I mean, if I was running the community, not to knock Radar X, because I think he does an excellent job, but I do think there are certainly times when they kind of fall short, and this is one where I think they should have been quick to post stuff everywhere saying that they are aware of the hacker, and if that means someone needs to be sent in and monitoring the server 24/7 to find these particular people and ban them from the game, then that's something I think that they should have been doing from the start. And if that's not what they're doing because of it, then they're certainly doing a disservice to the community and large payers, or whales, if you would, like Zen Satori. I keep singling him out because he's the one who actually made a post on Reddit complaining about it, made a post on the official forums complaining about it, and just got kind of a passive response from Daybreak Games. Radar X in particular, just kind of a very small, nothing response to it, just asking to stay constructive in his posts. I don't think that is the proper way to respond to your community base when something like this goes off. And also, it does stink when we don't see much information from the devs regarding it. Now, we did get a response from the folks over at BattleEye, and BattleEye is obviously supposed to be fixing or stopping these hackers for coming through in and doing what they're doing. But we did get a response from BattleEye Sable, and he responded to Zen Satori's post, and he said, "Hey, I just wanted to let everyone know that we are aware and actually trying to counter these current issues. It's very frustrating for us as devs as well. Rest assured we are actively working on it, but unfortunately it's not as simple as clicking a, quote, solve now, end quote, button. It's difficult since we are dealing with a small group of people using a custom hack, which seems to be hell-bent on ruining the game at this time. The fact that the game is free to play doesn't help either. None of this is meant as an excuse. I know many are not going to like what I'm saying here, which I fully understand, but I'm just trying to be honest. Unfortunately, there aren't always easy/immediate solutions. I hope some of you know BE from other games and have seen that we care a lot about what we are doing. This won't ever change." And that's the end of the response from BattleEye Sable. And, I'm glad that BattleEye is actually looking into it, actively monitoring it, doing what they can to fix it. But I really feel like the Daybreak Games in general, and as a result, BattleEye underneath them, have not been forefront and out in front of this, posting things on Twitter, posting things on Reddit, on the official forums, anywhere they can to say that they're aware of this, because Reddit, as an example, is running rampant with people talking about hackers, complaining about hackers, bitching about the state of the game, things like that. Again, I'm not experiencing this stuff in game. Every play session that I've had has been pretty straightforward without any issue. That doesn't mean it's not going on and that people out there aren't completely frustrated with it. I hate to be talking about hackers on this show 2 weeks in a row, but unfortunately I am, because they exist within Planetside 2, and I really don't know where to go from here. Now, do I want to put on my tinfoil hat and repeat what some of the other people are saying? Well, maybe. There's been many people speculating, is this a rogue dev who no longer works on Planetside 2, yet still has access to some of these tools and is actively working to ruin the game? because they've been let go from Daybreak Games. I mean, Malorn's name has been mentioned more than once, and I think that is absolutely ridiculous that Malorn would even think about doing something like this. So certainly that is a tinfoil hat proposition. Could there be someone else out there who has access? I mean, maybe. Do I think that it's likely? No, I don't. I think that we're probably talking about a few rogue people who understand how to write scripts to ruin Planetside 2, and they're probably younger people and think that it's hilarious to go in and ruin a game for thousands upon thousands of people playing it, and especially to do it right in the middle of a double XP week when you have the most eyes on the game and the most number of people actually playing the game itself. Again, I really hope that come next week I'm not talking about hackers again, and instead talking about maybe some of the changes that could have come to Amerish at this time, because there's a number of changes coming to Amerish. Maybe I'll be talking next week about the Skybox changes to Hassan. These are things that I would much rather talk about, but unfortunately, hackers are what are in the news at this point. So I'm going to stop talking about hackers, and I'm going to talk about something more important next, and that is alcohol. All right, third topic this week, and like I said, we're going to go on a different tangent than hackers, and it is the suggested Planetside 2 drinking game. Now, Memorial Day is known in the U.S. as the beginning of summer for many people, and there are a lot of alcoholic beverages consumed during this time frame. So what better time than to recommend a Planetside 2 drinking game? And I actually want to point out that this is called Boozeside, a Planetside 2 drinking game. It was first recommended by Call of Reddit, and his suggestions were to the following rules. Rule 1, every time you are team killed, you have to take a shot. Every time you use a med kit, you have to take a shot. Every time you team kill a friendly player, you have to take 3 shots. If you are killed by a shotgun, you have to take 2 shots. If you're killed by a max, 3 shots. If you die while in a vehicle, take a shot. If you see a hacker within the game, you have to take 4 shots. If that hacker kills you, you have to take 2 more shots. Now, these rules will get you obliterated so fast, especially if you play NC, because you are going to get team killed a bunch, and you're going to team kill somebody because that's how NC players are. If you play heavy assault, you're going to be, lying on the floor, unable to play this game. And I think his recommendation of shots for everything is a little too far. So I prefer something that another Reddit user, XTotalFan, recommended instead. And he starts off by saying, if you get team killed, take a drink, because most of us are going to have a beer in front of us. Every time you use a med kit, take a drink. If you run out of med kits, finish your drink. If you team kill someone, that's when you take a shot. If you team kill while in a max or in a vehicle, take 2 shots. If you get killed by a shotgun or rocket primarily, take a drink. If you get killed by a max, an air-to-ground ESF, or any HE tank cannons, take a drink. And HE, it's now Ash. If you die in your vehicle, take a shot. If you successfully bail, then die, take a drink. And finally, if you die to a hacker, finish your drink. You'll still get pretty buzzed working off of this list, but you're not going to be blue-blind, paralytic drunk as if you were to take a shot every time something happened. And for the amount of shots that you'd have to take with the first set of rules, your alcohol cost is going to be through the roof on top of everything else. So if you have ever been interested in playing a Boozeside or a drinking game within Planetside 2, I will include a link to this in this week's show notes, so you guys can go in, print this out, put it on your wall or whatnot. And if your outfit does Boozeside ops ever, please let me know. I'd love to see who the last man standing is. All right, last topic this week. I have tentatively titled it, What Am I Playing Instead of Planetside 2? Since hackers seem to be rampant, I have not been logging in as much because, A, I don't want to run into them. Like I said, I have not run into them to date, and I really hope I'm not painting a target on my back. If I am, I'm so sorry, hackers. Please don't ruin my life. So I have been kind of staying away from Planetside 2, and the perfect excuse to stay away from Planetside 2 is Overwatch, because Overwatch has its current anniversary in game. Its 1 year anniversary. It is now live. It was live on Friday, I believe. They've added 3 new arena maps in their arcade. They've got over 100 anniversary rewards, including legendary skins, dance emotes, new voice things, new icons for you, a whole bunch of stuff. My favorite legendary skin so far is the Cruiser Diva version. She's wearing jeans and a flannel top like a 50s or 60s chick. And her mecha is painted to kind of look like a powder blue 57 Chevy. It definitely looks cool. I also like Junkrat's new dance. It's the Running Man, and it's aptly named the Running Rat. All these things are acquired via anniversary loot boxes, and those are only going to be available until June 12th. So that does give you a couple weeks. Let's see. June 12th is at least 2 weeks worth of play before you cannot get the anniversary packs anymore. Once it's over, anniversary loot boxes will disappear, just like a lot of their other special loot boxes, like the Chinese New Year loot boxes, which I'm still mad that I didn't get Junkrat's Firecracker skin. If you didn't know, Junkrat's my favorite character. He's the one I have the most time put into. I have been playing a little bit of Orisa as well. She's pretty interesting. Tanky class robot that I kind of like, but for the most part I play Junkrat, and I want every Junkrat skin I can possibly get, and that's what I'm going for in game. If anybody at Blizzard is listening to this, I know you're not, but if you are, I would love to get my hands on every Junkrat thing, and if there's any way I can do that, please let me know. But yeah, so instead of playing Planetside 2, if I'm not in game, I am most likely in Overwatch, playing Overwatch. You can find me in BattleNet if you want to be my friend. I am Derringer. Let me look it up real quick. I am Derringer number 1883. So you can feel free to add me, and I will happily play with you. Someone I've been playing with Nox a bit in Overwatch. So you can certainly find both Torx and Nox on BattleNet if you were curious about playing with them as well in Overwatch. So, yeah, while the hackers are running rampant, check out Overwatch, check out some other games, play some other stuff out there. You don't have to play Planetside 2 100% of the time, even though I know a lot of us want to.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
I coming anyway?
All right, I did get one email this week for housekeeping, and that was from Purple6173, and he writes, taxation without representation. We are still buying Daybreak cash to support Planetside 2, but we are ignored. We need to form a rebellion. Are you with us, fellow PS4 player? Purple6173, I think you've kind of gone off the deep end. I know, I agree that a lot of times Planetside 2 on the PlayStation 4 does feel ignored. You're absolutely right, and we still have not gotten a lot of the things that we were supposed to get. It's been a while since we've seen a patch for that. I do think that Planetside 2 is being ignored. Obviously, there's still no construction over there. I don't know what to tell you. I say that PS2 on PS4 is the redheaded stepchild of Daybreak Games, and it truly feels that way every week. I'm at a loss for words week after week after week, so I don't know what else to tell you. Don't forget, I'm a PC player at heart too, so I can't fully commit to join your rebellion, Purple6173. But I can certainly be one of the observers. Didn't like other armies send observers out there to watch during the Revolutionary War. I believe the French did. I can be your Lafayette. How about that? All right. That is going to be it for this week's show. So how can you get in touch with me or the show itself? As always, visit my website, www.instantactionpodcast.com. Send me an email like Purple6173 did. It's at instantactionshow@gmail.com. Call me, leave me a voicemail, 347-486-4772. That's 347-4VM-4PS2. The show's Twitter account is at InstActPodcast, and my personal Twitter is at The Derringer. One thing I forgot to mention, Purple6173, watch next week's show for a PlayStation Cash giveaway just for you PS4 players. But in closing, if you've enjoyed the show, please leave me a review on your podcast listening avenue of choice, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or anywhere else. Also, feel free to tell your friends and outfit mates about the show. And finally, thanks for listening, and keep spamming that Join Combat, formerly known as Instant Action button.